Alright guys, I'm back again with a new video with the title Trump just posted insane video on Truth Social. I don't know what type of the video this is. I'm going to react on this video right now. So this video is going to be very interesting. Make sure to watch the video till the end. I'll give a review in the end of the video. So I do reactions on political videos of US. If you're also interested in politics, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and please excuse my accent. I'm not a native speaker. So let's start the video without wasting any time. Let's dive into the video. Here we go.
And this truth can open the ways for the gifts to be. Believe that the man that can help this nation, the one man that was ridiculed, destroyed as Jesus, Trump, can come back and save the American dream for all.
Well, Trump posted a video on Truth Social of actor Jon Voight, who is off the rails, comparing Trump
to Jesus.
You saw a little snippet of it there. I'll show the full thing in just a second. Jesus Christ, by the way, of Nazareth, son of the Almighty God, have you written about in the Bible, that Jesus. Trump is like him in Voight's mind. I'll show you the full video. Like I said, pretty disturbing. What is wrong with people? And I'll also show you an interview I did with a Trump supporter who likely agrees with that comparison. But just before playing, as we go through this, I just want any of those haters out there who say, Luke, you have Trump derangement syndrome. you think America's a cult? You're crazy. I just want all of you to keep your hands off the keyboard for just a second, just until the rest of the video is over, okay? Absorb the whole video, then say it's not a cult. All right, go ahead, do it. That's my only request. With that being said, here is Hollywood legend, as I saw him described, Jon Voight, with some interesting analysis.
There is too much hate. We must never allow it to take over truths. He, Trump, has been targeted for his information that can knock down the corrupt swamp. Trump is the only man that can destroy the negative propaganda that has been sworn into this office. Can he be saved with the American people who believe in God's glory? Can we save our nation from the dark cloud that has been put upon our life streams? Yes, because Joshua promised the land of hospitality and his sword of righteousness, fought the battles left and right, the battles of right and wrong. And Jesus said that man can rise above darkness, that he can be saved with this understanding, this truth. Believe. And he shall finalize the Holy Ghost, the light of God's happiness for all to rise. And this truth can open the ways for the gifts to be. Believe that the man that can help this nation, the one man that was ridiculed, destroyed as Jesus, Trump, can come back and save the American dream.
How are you feeling right now? Please comment your feeling in the comment section right now.
The power of who she is.
After watching this footage.
The land of freedom. God's land, God's glory, the USA. Much love to you.
I give up. What are we supposed to do with that? By the way, this part,
Jesus, Trump.
He literally puts
Luke
the
is also
names
speechless
right
right
next to
now.
each other. Jesus, Trump.
Jesus, Trump. Jesus, Trump. Jesus, Trump. Jesus, Trump.
Just morph that in your brain. Something's wrong, guys. This genuinely frightens me, thinking that people watch that and go, yeah. And Trump's like, oh, that's so good, I'm going to repost it. He's comparing the treatment of Jesus, who was crucified, if you're not familiar, to Trump doing a bunch of things that were seemingly against the law and being held accountable for it. Trump trying to block the peaceful transfer of power by engaging in fraudulent acts and attempting to disenfranchise millions of voters, then being held accountable for that. That's like Jesus being crucified on the cross to John. I'm speechless. This is like this to John. Can you even tell a difference? It's disturbing.
Yes, very disturbing.
By the way, Trump recently said at a rally that he thinks he's being treated worse than Abraham Lincoln, who was assassinated.
Somehow it all works out. Somehow people say, how do you do it, sir? How do you do it? I get two questions. If you had it to do again, would you do it? Because, you know, in history, They say the president that was treated the worst was Abraham Lincoln, but he had the Civil War, so he had a little Civil War going. Abraham Lincoln. And Jackson was treated very badly, and a couple of others were treated. Andrew Jackson, he was treated very badly, and a few others. And I haven't seen the new list, but if I'm not number one over Abraham Lincoln, I will be very disappointed, because I don't believe any president's ever been. And they do that because their policies can't work.
It's really depraved if you spend time thinking about it. So let's not move on to a better message. And then we'll get back to this and I'll show you a Trump supporter echoing these sentiments. But first, Reverend Dr. Gina Stewart became the first woman to speak at the National Baptist Convention. And she had some thoughts on MAGA's interpretation of Jesus. Take a look.
You stop using spirituality as a if you're prejudiced, just say you're prejudiced. If you're a sexist, say you're a sexist. If you're a racist, say you're a racist. If you're homophobic, say you're homophobic. Stop using your spirituality. He shifts the power paradigm. He rejected oppressive structures. He advocated for a kingdom where the first shall be last and the last shall be first. Truth of the matter is, we don't want to be like Pilate, but we really are. The truth of the matter is, we want to stand up for justice, but we get scared. The truth of the matter is that we want to let Jesus go free, but we are worried about political expediency. We're worried about being put out. We're worried about being talked about. We're worried about being ostracized. Pilate reminds us that erga Dei, we are called to answer the question, what will you do with Jesus? Because there are lots of folk who claim to follow Jesus, but their ideals and their ideology and their practices and their conduct and behavior are antithetical to the Jesus who was tried before Pilate. The Jesus who stood before Pilate spoke truth to power. The Jesus who stood before Pilate confronted religious leaders and Roman leaders. The Jesus who stood before Pilate was not silent in the face of oppression. The Jesus who stood before Pilate preached good news to the captives and the recovering of sight to the blind and letting the oppressed go free and declaring the fear of God's favor. These were the building blocks of Jesus' politics. The Jesus who stood before Pilate treated everybody as equals. Dr. Aubrey Hendricks would say he treated the people's needs as holy, treating people with dignity and recognizing the dignity of every human being, healing the sick, casting out demons, forgiving sin, feeding the hungry, raising the dead. The Jesus who stood before Pilate identified with the disinherited and the disenfranchised and the marginalized and the people whose backs are against the wall. The Jesus who stood before Pilate, in the words of Dr. Lisa Thompson, privileged the existence of women, identified with the physical human experience, and suffered with the least of us. Pilate said, what then shall I do with Jesus?
And then we move from that to a Trump supporter I talked to at Trump's second arrest, I think it was. So many of them. The party of law and order, don't forget it. And when I asked her, do you understand why people say you're in a cult? She said, yeah. It's biblical, baby. What are your thoughts about the arraignment?
Candace?
We believe it's a witch hunt, but we do believe that President Trump is actually protected under the continuity of government. I believe he's our authentic president and that we are watching a movie.
Oh, really? So he's the current president of the United States?
I believe that.
What is Biden doing then?
Well, Biden is, we're under continuity of government. It's a military action, and so they're showing the people in slow motion the corruption and all the different elements, all the different agencies and the dual system. So they're saying, okay, if you want to steal the election, which they did, this is what you're going to get.
So then how is Biden doing in his role? Is he the president right now?
No, Biden is an actor, but I think Biden has been gone a long time. That's how I feel.
Gone dead?
Gone dead.
Who's the one walking around?
An actor.
Do we know who the actor is?
There's different ones that play him. Everybody has actors, but I know it sounds so far-fetched, but they say that they're going to reveal it soon, hopefully. It's sick of it. Hi. Trump is protecting we the people. I do believe he's actually the king. It sounds pretty crazy. Instead of make America great again, it's going to be make the earth great again. He did deals with every country, and I believe it's going to be announced soon. It's called BRICS, BRICS. So our financial system is going to be changing, but it's going to be good for everybody, and it's going to be good.
And the way that you talk about Trump saving the world, king, do you understand why people see that as like, oh my gosh, this is becoming a belief in like cultish or almost like a belief in Jesus?
Yeah, well, I do believe it's biblical, and we're fighting an evil system that has maintained control in all the different aspects of government.
She also said, as you saw there, Trump's the king of cuckoo land, baby. So when people say, hey, go out there, convince people to vote who aren't going to otherwise, who are disengaged, convince them to engage. Don't waste your time trying to convince people who currently support Trump to stop supporting him. This is why. They're talking about Jesus / Trump. It's just Jesus - Trump is the new conversation going on. I guess it's not that new within MAGA.
Okay, this was the video. That footage was very disturbing for me. What is your opinion about Jesus Trump? And Trump supporter said Biden is an actor. What is your opinion? You can tell me in the comment section. And I do reactions on political videos of US. If you're also interested in politics, please make sure to subscribe to my channel so that we can meet again. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye-bye.